Hey, Cardinals fans, welcome back to the Redbird Rundown, presented by I-70 Sports, your home for all things St. Louis Cardinals. I'm Andy, here with Matt off a fresh bro sesh at the gym.
Woo!
Jonathan, out wherever Jonathan is, not the gym. We would love if you guys would share our Spotify and Apple links with your friends. They can be found on Facebook, Blue Sky, Twitter. Questionable whether or not you're gonna be able to see this episode. We are live in the dungeon of Matt's house. At
Is
least
that where
Matt
the
and I
is that
are.
where the bro sesh happened? What does that mean?
No, bro, so we broed down at Planet Fitness.
I like how bro is just as a noun, it's a verb, it's
Yeah.
whatever you want to make.
Oh, 400 on the sled, 225 bench.
Wow.
Come on, boys.
We did it. We
Wow.
got after
Walked there
it.
too. Didn't drive, you just walked there.
I about lunked. I think I am surprised on one of them. I think on one of the back ones I dropped away a little heavy. I'm surprised the lunk alert didn't go off that you're being too loud.
I was gonna say that whole sentence didn't know I don't even know what you
That
said.
yeah, that's what it's called. They call it the
Lunk.
lunk.
Okay, all right,
I
learn
don't know
something.
the verbiage either. I'm just trusting him. So,
Okay,
Yeah, I
all
mean
right,
that's
fair
you
enough.
didn't see the alarm up there? Yeah, it says the lunk alarm.
okay.
All right,
Of
well,
course.
today, guys, we are listener. We're gonna get in. We had to divert hardcore because we had something happen. Chaim made some moves already. We get our first taste of what it's gonna look like. This is his first official move, I think, right, boys? Other than the hiring of things in the minor leagues, right? This is his
First big move. There's been some little 40-man roster stuff, but this is
Sonny Gray got moved, guys.
Sonny Gray.
Something that we
Massive.
thought for sure was probably going to happen. So we're gonna kind of get into the weeds of what we did in terms of the salary, what we got, who we got. But real quick, before we get into Sonny's stuff, just before we hit record, I read that our good friend Mike Schilt, but fan of the pod, I'm sure,
Big
uh,
time.
big time.
Yeah.
He got hired as the Oriole player development into the. So we're gonna see how that goes for him. What do you think about that, Jonathan?
I mean, would I rather live in Baltimore or San Diego? I think I'd
Right.
rather live in San Diego. I don't know. I mean, he said that right, that he really wanted to not deal with like the grueling super long season. Maybe he just gets to show up to the ballpark or some minor league thing every a couple times a week. Is it a desk job? It seems probably less, I don't know, travel rigor, right? But I don't know. It's kind of crazy stepping back from being a manager to do this. But I guess if that's what you want to do, right?
Well, here's what I'm concerned about. Are there human beings he has to work with? Because that seems to be the struggle
That's
for
what I
old
was thinking.
Shilty. So if there are human beings and he's
Yeah.
not just in a room with a bunch of AI and Chat GPT stuff, it may not, maybe he'll be a nicer man, but yeah, it's just such a weird story with him. I don't know what the deal is.
It's kind of like what I was thinking about. I think his name is, I know his last name is Tucker, maybe Justin Tucker, the guy who used to be the Ravens
Oh,
kicker,
the kicker, yeah.
had some interesting, he got
Yeah.
let go
Uh-huh.
because of some personal masseuse action there. Uh, and he tried out for the Saints and got beat out by a fourth round pick from LSU from like 2 seasons ago. Either way, it just makes me think there's like, if your brand's been tarnished, it's harder to like get a job again. And I wonder if Shelty's if is player development
Is this like a rehab thing for him?
is this what he wanted or is this like the best thing he got? Is what I'm wondering.
I don't know. I mean, he willingly gave up being in San Diego. He had 2 more years on his deal.
Well, did he? Did he
Right,
willingly?
exactly. That's what I
I
mean.
guess we don't know. I guess
Or it
we
was
don't.
like, hey, Mike, we're gonna need your resignation, buddy.
Well, these organizations have treated him extremely kindly then because
Yes, that's
I
true.
mean, man, if that's two now that he's gotten asked to leave. But yeah, that's I guess good for him. Let's hope you're right, Matt. He doesn't have to speak to anyone.
Just seems to be a real problem.
Seems
Well,
to be.
let's hit Jonathan. Let's hit your vibe check real quick, and then I have a quick little fun fact for you about this trade before we hop all the way into it. So give me a vibe check, Jonathan. Where are we at?
Real quick, I'm ready for more trades. That's it.
Hmm.
This just got my foot in the water.
Wet your
Wet
palate.
wet the old, yeah. I was gonna say wet the willy. That doesn't feel like it
No.
doesn't
I
feel
believe
right.
the expression is "what the whistle." I believe that's what
Oh,
you're looking
okay.
for.
Yep.
Whistle.
Right,
That's
yep.
it. Golly,
We haven't talked about Richard Fitz yet, Jonathan. Easy.
you're right. Willie was on the brain, so I
Yeah.
just that's where I was. I'm just ready for more. Heim, this was awesome. Seeing him get into like the details of us sending cash and all of this. Like this is just exactly what I want us to do, and I can't wait till we hopefully continue this with other names that we're predicting to be traded. I just am so ready to just get this going.
Okay, Matt, hit us with a vibe check after that.
Mine's a general life one, and I don't know if I'm the only person on this podcast with a mental illness or you guys do stuff like this too. I
Hmm.
have 5 days here where I don't have to work, and I already have like this like internal clock in my head about how quickly I have to go back to work.
Mm.
And I'm like, I got this block of time spoken for, and this block of time spoken for, and this one's spoken for. So I'm pretty much like, gosh dang it, it's Monday morning. I have to go back to work again. So is that just me, or do you guys do stuff like that too?
Yeah, no, I definitely am the same way. Like the moment I get off, I used to,
Yeah.
I don't do this anymore. I understand. Did you guys ever get to like you wake up and you just like thought to yourself, when's the next time I can fall back asleep? Because I do that sometimes. Like I'll like wake
Mm.
up and like I
I
got
mean, yeah. In
9 hours,
college, I would
19
wake
hours.
up and
Yeah.
be like, I got to go
I
to
think
this
it was
class so I can
college.
go back to sleep.
Yes. I don't know
Hot
what it
take.
is.
I don't like sleeping that much. I know it's
Oh.
important, and I do it obviously, but I have things I want
I'm
to
glad you
do.
clarified that.
I never take naps. I don't
Oh,
want to take
No,
a nap.
I
but
took a nap today.
No, I never do. I
it's a
don't know.
psychological thing though, Matt, because I would tell myself that and I would hardly ever do it. Like I rarely do that, but it's
Mhm.
like I needed to tell myself that to be like, you can get out of bed because then you can go back. But then you're up, you're up. But when it comes like going back to work, 100%, like if you're out or something, you're automatically like, what am I gonna miss? What's gonna happen? Or if you're out of work and it continues on,
Here's
or in
where
your
I'm at with my
case,
life. The only time I think this truly goes away for me is when I retire. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
you got something to look
Like,
forward to, I
yeah,
guess.
exactly.
Yeah.
15 years from now.
Yeah.
I think my vibe check this week is thankful for
Hmm.
Thanksgiving. The season that we're in, this will be posted after Thanksgiving. We're recording before Thanksgiving. Just yeah, it's good. I was reading up a little bit on some mental health stuff, some gratitude stuff of how long, if you can do it for 2 weeks, if you can sit down and write 3 things that you're grateful for, different things for 2 weeks, there are benefits for 6 months in your mental health. And I
Hmm.
thought that was really interesting
Wow.
read from a study. So it's something I've been trying to do, see if that
Based
lasts
on
for
what I
six
just
months.
said on this podcast, maybe I need to go do that right now.
Yeah, say,
Write down 3 things right now.
take a nap while you're at
You
it.
guys give me a
Take a
couple of
nap,
weeks real
take a
quick. Yeah.
nap, then write down
Yeah.
some gratefulness. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. So getting into the tidbit of information, Jonathan, I wanted to go from
Yeah.
the Red Sox version of this trade. So let's get into the weeds here of this trade. So the Cardinals sent $20 million of cash as well as Sonny Gray to the Red Sox, the Boston Red Sox, where Chaim was formerly the GM-esque role there.
Yep.
So it is definitely interesting. I'm sure he has probably still people who worked for him that are still there. So there's probably some familiarity there. But in return, we received one Richard Fitz and Clarke. What's his first name again?
Brandon.
Brandon. Thank you.
Brandon.
Brandon Clarke lost it there. But Jonathan, how about this for the
Sure.
branch from Mookie Betts? Okay,
Oh.
so Heim moved Mookie, right?
Yes, I like where
Yes.
this is going.
So Matt, help me with the last name if I mess it up again. Mookie Betts
Hmm.
to
Verdugo.
Verdugo. Okay, and Verdugo was traded, and then Richard Fitz came in on that trade, and now Richard Fitz was for Sonny Gray. So we are now the Cardinals are part of the timeline of the Mookie Betts trade because of that.
In
Six.
two ways, with Heim and with old
It's
Richie.
true. It's true.
I
So
feel
Yeah.
like we just stumbled into an episode of Loki. Like we're on the sacred timeline here, and we have to protect it. And the
Ah,
time police are going to come in.
yes. Oh,
so
that's
I
good.
initially what I was reading when who broke it? Jonathan broke it to us, and then Matt got on the Twitterverse, and I hopped onto Reddit. And just real quick, what did you guys see? What some things that maybe the listener isn't, plugged into that reaction of that's what I want. What do we see on the Twitterverse, wherever? Go ahead, Jonathan.
Yeah, no, the very first thing I saw that I absolutely loved is that we sent 20 million in cash. And so one, I just have a question. Do we think that that is like a duffel bags of money, or is this like
Yeah.
they go to Western Union and they're like, "Hey, Or they go to Cash App. What do they do? Is it digital? I'm
Great
assuming.
question. Here, I have a quick sidebar that I'd like to discuss about that. I had to not do $20 million. I had to do a
18.
sum of money that was less than 20 million, but more than $5. Okay. Required a cashier's check. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So I drove it over. I had to go from one local banking institution to one in the St. Louis area. And I get there. And very interesting because I don't know where you bank at, Jonathan, but like if you've ever been to a local branch, usually you just like there might be a receptionist,
Yeah,
but
no, hardly.
like you really just go find a teller, like find Jare. Shout out to Jare. All right, we've found each other before in the banking universe, and this place I walked in and like she was like electronics departmenting at Staples, like intercepting people and was like handing people off. I've never experienced that. But then I told her what I needed to do, and she looked at the again, it's not an incredible amount of money, but looked at the check and she's like, "Oh, I'll take you. My office is in the back. Let's go to the back." And I was like,
Oh,
"Oh,
shoot.
oh, right. Hey, all right. Yes, I don't mind if my Star Wars
Shoot.
jacket."
The Justin Tucker situation here, or what's going on?
Oh my. Oh
No,
no.
not no, no. And so my point is
Okay,
that it was
yeah.
difficult for me to like apps, like as in like the
Uh-huh.
online banking situation. There are daily limits of like $2,000. I had to like end up just circumventing all of that and like doing a cashier's check. I do. That's a great question, Jonathan. How
What
do
I thought.
you do? Is it just like Monopoly money? And
Yeah, I'm
you
just
just
gonna
like,
believe that Sonny is taking suitcases with him with the cash. I'm like, it's me and the cash. That's what
that's
you
a
got.
great question. How do you
We
get
know the
20 million?
forearms can handle it.
The
He
That's true.
he's just going in
That's
reverse
true.
throw on those babies.
That's right.
Oh my gosh.
So
Miss
why
that.
was I so hyped about the cash? We mean business with this. Okay.
Yeah.
We could have gotten something decent
Lesser?
for just Sonny Gray, but when you kick this cash in here, it gives these other general managers like, oh, really appreciate that. Here's something better. We bought Brandon Clarke,
Correct.
like a better prospect. I should say it that way. We bought a better prospect with that money. And that tells me if we're doing that with
The,
Sonny
the
Gray.
Brandon Clark sounds like it needed to have
Slavery.
phased out 250 years
Yeah,
ago.
yeah, didn't mean that. No, but like if we're gonna do it with Sonny Gray, who was very valuable, then you better believe Nolan Arenado is gone because we will pay more than that if we have to get rid of him. So that's just before we get into what we got. The 20 million in cash made me feel really good that we were doing that. Matt, did you have any other like initial takes?
Yeah. Before we get to the return, I found it interesting. They did a little mumbo jumbo with his contract. So they increased what he's got this year. They gave him a $10 million mutual option for next year. So essentially,
Yeah.
nobody's going to pick, like a mutual option has never been picked up. So essentially,
It's been 12 years or something like that, I read.
there was a trade kicker for Sonny to waive his no trade clause because he was reluctant to leave the Nashville area. And so, but everybody's got a price, right? And apparently this was the price for Sonny to go from the Nashville area to Boston. His family's in Nashville. And, I really feel for professional athletes as far as that goes, but that's what the duffel bags of money are for. So
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting. I think the Red Sox are getting a good pitcher to slot in behind Crochet.
Sure.
And also, let me just kind of say the fact that Chaim Bloom's connections are to the Red Sox kind of sucks to me because, of course, I sports
Hate 'em.
hate the Red Sox to no end because they beat us in 2 World Series. So I appreciate Chaim. I love this trade. I like what we're doing. I hate that it's with the Swaks. Like anybody else, and I would have been happier with that. But I think we're just going to have that for a few years.
Well, I think that the most interesting thing that I
Totally
saw
agree.
when I hopped in that the Red Sox fans and the Red Sox portion of Reddit were upset until they learned that 20 million got kicked to them. So I think that also should feel good as Cardinals fans of like who we got in return. So
Yeah.
that was our ace. We traded off our ace. He was our number one pitcher. He was the best pitcher on the rotation. See our previous pods for that of how I ranked them. But that was at least encouraging to see that they were upset until the news trickled out that the Cardinals were also pushing the 20 million. And they're like, oh, okay, this makes more sense now. They basically got a rented discount 1 year, Sonny Gray. Because again, here we have another team, like Matt just said, lined with this mutual option for a second year that no one has done in the past decade.
Right.
You have another primer of this lockout situation where it's another. I mean, I know Sonny's older; he's 35, So, pitcher, that's hard on your body to be doing that into your upper 30s. And so it's just another team that I saw that's like, no, we're not going to get close to this lockout season with people. So I
Well,
thought
and
that was
I think it's
interesting as
also a
well.
testament to the way free agency looks right now. I don't
Mm.
know that there was anybody out there that maybe they thought that they could get a better value. I mean, it's $21 million from 1 year Sonny Gray. That's really good. I mean, we paid Kyle Gibson like 13 million 1 year. Would you do 8 more million for Sonny Gray? I wouldn't even think about it. Right. So, with the 20 million coming back, this really was, you hear this sometimes in trades, both sides win this. This helped both. This was a mutually beneficial trade to both. I will say, I was going to save this to the end, but I love Sonny. I do, and I'm trying not to have the rose tinted glasses, but I feel better about what we received than if I was the Red Sox going to be a 36-year-old Sonny Gray. He's
I
still
feel
a
like
strikeout
that's,
machine. Like I get
yeah.
that. Like I'm not doubting that at all. But there's a plateau he's going to hit. We've already seen it. We've seen the home run stuff, right? You see like his chasm between his ERA and his FIP or his Sierra, the independent, metrics. Home runs are killing him. He's going to suppress that maybe a little bit being there, but I'm just saying once it falls
Monster.
off for him,
I don't know. Fenway is pretty rough.
once it falls off for him, it's going to fall off. I'm not saying it's going to be next year. I just know 36, starting to give up some home runs and his velocity's dipping. The 20 million in cash makes me feel better about that. If
I
I'm the
see.
Red Sox, you know what I mean?
I see the logic of everything you're saying. I agree with it. However, let me just say this. I think we're looking at this trade through the Cardinals lens. And if you're a Red
Absolutely.
Sox fan, I mean, your team spends big. Now they've had some weirdness lately with their spending, but this is one of these franchises that just like these prospects don't mean anything. They just go find more. They sign guys. So I
Yep.
hear you and what you're saying. And if I'm a Cardinals fan, I 100% believe that. But I think
Yep.
the Sox probably feel like they're pretty close on the edge. And I'm here to tell you, unless next year is a year that just falls off the cliff for Sonny Gray, I think they got a really good pitcher. I really do.
Exactly. For 21 million, that's the whole point here. For
Yeah.
41 million, I'd be like, yeesh. Andy, you've already mentioned this, right? 21
Hmm.
million, it's like, there's a chance he's going to be as good as he was this year, and you're looking awesome. That's two pitchers. If you're in the wild card round or anything, that's two really solid strikeout pitchers. Crochet, who was in the Cy Young, competition, and now Sonny Gray.
And now that we've been sitting and on the cash, there's one other thing I want to talk about with the cash, the 20 million. So that was the Red Sox point of view, is that the trade didn't make sense until they're like, oh, we're getting 20 million. There were
I
some
get that.
Cardinals fans that are reading about that were really upset, kind of, I mean, internet upset, which is probably a neutral, normal, everyday conversation.
Fake upset, yeah.
Yeah, of like that 20 million was too much, and the first reply is exactly what I thought. It's like, oh no, I feel so bad spending a billionaire's money. Like, who cares? Like, it's not our money. If Get them to spend it, they have it, so I'll have them
Yeah.
spend it. So, anything else that you guys want to talk about with that?
No, just the what we got back. I'm excited to talk about
Yeah.
these two guys here.
Yes, we can dive into
Do you want
that.
to close the book on Sonny? Can I say something about his
Oh
Cardinal
yeah, no,
tenure
I have a
real
couple
quick?
things I feel like saying, but no, please go ahead.
Okay, let's close the book on Sonny. I
Yeah,
think if he shows up 10 years ago, Sonny Gray is a beloved Cardinal. To me, Sonny Gray just showed up in the wrong era for the Cardinals. And I think that to a certain extent about Goldschmidt and Arenado. Although I lay the failures of this era more at Goldschmidt and Arenado's feet than I do Gray's. But if Gray is pitching for us in that 11, 12, 13, 14 kind of years, and he's having these type of seasons, I think we're referring to him like Chris Carpenter. So
Mhm.
I think he just showed up in the wrong era. He was only here for 2 years. If we're more successful, we hang on to him for longer. But I'm just saying, if this
hmm
is a different era of Cardinals baseball, I think Sonny Gray's in a red jacket. And he's not going to be now, but I appreciate his contributions in the last 2 years.
Oh, I 100% agree with that. And he has, in my eye, I was writing a few things, just knee jerk reactions to this. He's been the best pitcher since Prime Wayno we've had,
Yes.
no question. Back to back 200K seasons was a
Yep.
joy to watch. Truly, like when he goes
And
out
some of those
there.
games are just filthy.
Well, and this was, you said he was, maybe a decade late.
Yeah.
I mean, I really would have loved to have seen him in 2022. I think he was 2 years too late.
Mm.
That was when we had a team. And if he's your number one or he's your number two, right? Who knows what could happen? I know Helsley blew up against the Phillies and, shoulda, coulda, woulda, but he was 2 years too late is what happened. And then Matt, my memory, you said, some of these games are crazy. It was that one hit shutout this past season against Cleveland. It was on that beautiful 19K Apple TV broadcast where you could see literally the muscles on the forearms every time he broke the sweep across. And it was just awesome to watch. That was peak of his powers. No one could do anything. And that is what I'll remember about him, because let me just give you a quick peek into this season. Don't be looking for any one hitters in Cleveland this season, I don't think.
Maybe for an inning. Maybe for an inning. Come on.
Maybe for an inning.
Matt already took the Thunder. I'll never forget the forearms. See your forearms.
Man,
In person.
In person. They're glorious.
Nothing bad about Sonny on our team. Truly. I loved every second that he was here. Honestly. He
Good
was
contract.
Yes.
Pitched, worth the free agent contract.
Didn't get hurt.
Job.
People were worried about that.
Yep.
He got hurt in all of his other stops. He really didn't with us. So
all right, so let's move on to what really we got out of the deal. Who do you want to start with? Richard Fitz first.
There's only one place to start, and it's there.
I'm sorry, but there's just two. We'll stray away. We're family friendly. It's really difficult. That name is so tough.
Can I just ask real quick? We'll keep it very PG. What do you think his middle name is? Because I have a question. I have a guess. You guys have any idea what you think his middle name is?
Just put us out of our misery. What's your guess?
Do you think his middle name is Do or doesn't?
Dewey?
Does?
No, Dewey. Like
Dewey.
Dewey.
Yeah, that'd be perfect. Come on, man.
Yeah, it's
the parents. Come on, guys. This is America. I believe you can name your children what you want to name your children, but come on now.
The first reply on Reddit, of course, was that it wasn't about the money, it wasn't about the returns. It was a Boston Red Sox that has the flair, and just said, we lost Richard Fitz, we lost this trade.
Oh, that's amazing.
Oh my gosh.
Amazing. Yeah, let's talk about Richard Fitz. Obviously Brandon Clarke is like the headliner here.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But I looked at both of their profiles pretty extensively, and he's 25. He has a 3.97 ERA over the last couple of seasons. He's been in the major leagues some, but I don't see why he can't go ahead and try to pitch for us in our rotation in 2026, or at the worst part of it, right, the back end, he would just be a depth piece. We needed something like this. I'm not expecting him to come up here and be crazy. Crazy good, but he's going to be a serviceable guy. And if you compare his stats to Palante or Liberatore or McGreevy, there's really not that much of a difference. So this is just yet another guy who, if he can fill some innings and if he's better than what we might expect, that's great. Yeah.
Matt, go ahead.
Yeah, so I agree with you 100%. Is when I started looking into this, I was like, Brandon Clarke, and we'll get there. And I think it is exciting. But the more I looked and the more I read, I was like, okay, shoot.
Yeah, sleeping.
Yes, a player comp for Richard Fitz that I wonder if it fits okay, is maybe Lance Lynn. He throws pretty hard in the mid-90s, throws a lot of fastballs, some sinkers.
Big dude,
here's what I like
right?
about it, though. Last year in the majors, stuff plus 103, location plus 101, pitching plus 105. I mean, that'll play. Right? I don't know if that's like top of the rotation kind of guy.
No.
I noticed last year his fastball usage was way up and he did not have a ton of success. So I don't know if he needs to go at the sinker more because he had more fly balls and fewer ground balls. And both of his major league seasons are relatively small sample size. But I think there's something to work with here. When I just initially looked at it, I was like, he's 25 years old. This is the throw-in. This guy's going to be in a rotation in 2026 for sure. And Jonathan, to your point, will he outpitch Palante? Yes. Will he outpitch McGreevy? I think so. Will he be neck and neck with Libby? Possibly. I mean, we may have just traded for the ace of the 2026 team, which might say something about our team. Yeah. I think there's some stuff here.
Well, I think that there's some stuff because also if you look at it from the GM side, the money side, he's cost controlled for a long time, which is pretty big for us. So what year is it? I think it was 2029 or 2028 that he's not or what is that, non-arbitration or arbitration?
Arbitration eligible.
Yeah, he's got some time left for sure.
He's got some time left. So that's what I was reading as well, is that in a halfway decent rotation, he's like a 5 starter. Like he's in there. he's got the name for a fun person to go see at the game. But like if you're looking at like you're scrolling through like I might go to Tuesday's game. Who's pitching? Richard Fitz. Oh, okay. It's not like we got Sonny Gray. So we did
Yeah.
downgrade in that. I would first need to point that out. It's
Yeah.
not like we went
Oh
for
yeah,
tit
yeah.
for tat with a one starter with a one starter.
You you're basically you. This whole trade is about Brandon Clarke, but
Right.
Yes.
if you
But
harken back to other trades, like when we got Takoa Roby and Thomas Sajaci, and I think we got Chris Stratton as well for that one.
Hmm.
Stratton pitched a lot, but was not that great. He was a throw-in. This doesn't necessarily feel like a throw-in. This feels like, oh, like they believe he's going to pitch for us next
right.
year.
We were kind of grasping at the straws when we did that the
Yes.
pitching episode of like who are honestly going to be the arms. We gave up an arm, so it is -1 + 1, but at least it's a serviceable starter in the MLB that we got in return. And people, I agree with you guys that we kind of slept on a little bit. Yes, the highlight is Brandon Clarke. So anything else? So he's cost controlled for a while. He's young, and he's already he was pitched last season in a rotation, so he made it a whole season, that kind of thing. So anything else we want to add about Mr. Richard Fitz?
I do. Jonathan,
Yeah,
do you
go
have
ahead.
anything?
I do, but I'll go after you. You go ahead.
Okay. So I think this is who McGreevy and Graceffo should have been. In that I am more excited to watch Fitz pitch next year. I think there's more upside with him. There's more K punch in the minors. It hasn't quite translated in the majors yet, but I think the stuff is there for the K punch. And again, to me, this is the difference between like the Mo lineage of prospect and what Chaim is looking for in prospects. And
Mm.
to me, this guy's got a whole lot more juice. I will say this last thing too. He has graduated from prospects list, but he was a top 100 prospect to begin the 2024 season. So if you want to put it like that, we got a top 100 prospect and a last year's top 100 prospect for Sonny Gray. To your point, Jonathan, that's what the money is for. But again, I think this was just me. My initial reaction is I way overlooked, besides the name, I overlooked the pitcher here. And I think
Yeah.
there's something here that we should be kind of excited about.
I agree, and I was just perusing some stuff on the side from old Richard, and he has the whiff stuff, the whiff percentage. Andy, like whenever I look at pitchers, I'm always thinking in the zone, can they get swing and miss? And the answer is yes, because especially with the implementation of automatic balls and strikes, you have to get swings and misses in the zone. You cannot
Hmm.
necessarily automatically rely on chase all the time.
Yeah.
He can do that. Just this last year, his slider got kind of crushed. That's what happened to Palante, except for the fastball. The Cardinals love guys who throw sliders. We're going to talk about that with Brandon Clarke. He's the same
Yeah.
guy, fastball slider guy. If they can fix that, there is a dude. I would think if I was going to say one thing to Cardinals fans is you're going to see him this year. I absolutely believe you
Yes.
will see him. Is he going to start in St. Louis or finish in St. Louis? I don't know. Could he ride that shuttle? There's a chance,
Mm.
right? I think that could be where he is, but I think we're 100% going to see him pitch.
Well, the last thing I forgot that I did want to mention, and you guys can go if you have anything else, is I am also interested because a lot of people are like, he gave up a lot of home runs, and Fenway is not exactly a pitcher's ballpark, so I am interested to see what he plays out in the Bush. That's more of a pitcher's stadium. So that's another thing that I wanted to point out that some of the people docked him for his home runs per nine. So
We'll
I'll be
see.
interested in that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
let's
we'll
get to the
see.
headliner. The reason why we're excited, we have a lot of young talent in the pitching rotation.
Mm.
And it's exciting to see that we're continuing to build that in the Heim era. So Brandon Clarke, he's a left-handed pitcher, and he's a flamethrower, a bit of a flamethrower. He skirts with the 100. He hits 99, 98 pretty often. So somebody just go in, hop in, give some metrics that are pertinent for the listener, know who we got.
Yeah, so he's young. He's 22. He's pitching an A plus. So for us, that would be Peoria. You said it. He sits like 95, 98 on his fastball, but the slider is the thing that we care about here. So, Andy, I don't think we've ever talked about this on the pod here, but whenever they grade prospects and their tools, their hitting, their throwing, their base running, and especially pitchers, they do it from a 20 to 80 scale. 20 is the
Okay, yeah, I've
lowest.
never understood this.
I
Yes, I
don't
see
I don't know
these. It's always
why.
like 50 for most people.
Right. And then they'll do future value, which is also on this scale, and Weatherholt is like a 60, if that gives you any kind of like, compass here.
Yeah.
Well, his slider is a 70-80 grade. 70 in game, 80 like theoretically. 80 is the top. There are very few prospects who get an 80 grade anything. Just to give you some context, Liam Doyle's fastball, which what they called an invisible fastball, where he had like a 16K per mile at Tennessee, is a 70 grade fastball. So they believe that this guy's slider is even better than Liam Doyle's fastball. That is insane. And I saw a couple of videos of this. Matt, you were sending some stuff from Twitter, and I went out and looked online. I mean, it's one of these like, it's a huge breaker. He's a lefty, so that thing just runs out of the zone. It kind of reminded me of Riley O'Brien a little bit. You know how that thing just, moves, right? That's so impressive if he can actually command that. Here's the problem with a fastball slider guy. He's gonna need a third pitch. I think we talked about this in our chat a little bit. I don't know what that is, but he's so young, and Chaim wanted this one. You just feel like he wanted something, and a big lefty who throws hard with an 80, possible 80 grade sweeper or slider for maybe 1 year of Sonny Gray for that. Holy cow, that's an amazing pickup there. Matt,
So did we get our Hell's Bells here? Is this who we got? Did we get a starter or did we get a reliever? Matt, why don't you weigh on that?
Yeah, I think the upside is they're hoping for a starter. I want to add two more positive things to the notes that Jonathan's already made. He has ridiculous extension too, which adds some deception to his pitches. He's releasing the ball closer to the plate than most pitchers, which, again, for the batter, makes it seem like it's on them quicker.
Yeah.
Here's his K per nine in the minors. 9 K per nine would be a strikeout per inning. Right now, he's sitting at a 14.2 K per nine. And I wrote that down in my notebook, my old-fashioned notebook, and I just have 5 exclamation points by that because you don't see those kind of numbers. So on the upside, he's a starter. Andy, if we're going to go into the negatives on him, this is a concern. He's got walk issues. He gave up more walks than he did hits last year in the minors, which I think says something about how the stuff plays.
The sweeper,
and then also the no third pitch yet being workable. So I think at minimum, we found a Hell's Bells. At maximum, we found and I just want to say this too. Liam Doyle's a lefty that throws heat. Brandon Clarke's a lefty that throws heat. Ishan Henderson is a lefty that's just striking out guys left and right. Oh my gosh, his name just left me. There's one more lefty. Jonathan, he was in single A last year. What's the name?
Motts? Is it Bryson Motts?
No, it's another. I'll look it up while we're talking.
Yeah.
But we're just stacking these guys up. I saw our updated rankings. He's our 7th ranked prospect right now. And so we're going to talk soon in an episode. Fangraphs has this as the #1 minor league system. And if Brandon Clarke's your number 7 prospect, I think that talks about how strong your system is. So, Andy, to your point, at minimum, I think we got a bullpen beast. I think they're absolutely hoping for a lot more than that, though.
Yeah, he was ranked number 5 or 4 in the Boston. So
I saw both numbers.
4 or 5. So, yeah, it goes to show that we're a bit better in the minor leagues than the Red Sox are, at least, if he's our 7. Jonathan, the command, I did want to talk a little bit more about. The walks is killing us. We had to get that in. Truly, the walks is killing us. So to your point, Jonathan, about the 20 to 80, which seems, first of all, can we just, I'm gonna have to deep dive this system because that seems poor. Why 20? Why 80? I don't know enough. If you guys know something, let me know. But his command on that same rating scale was below average. It was 30 to 40. So that is a bit concerning for me. But he's young.
Yeah.
And he's got time to develop.
Yeah. I mean, so 2 things. First off, about the 20/80 scale, I just looked this up. They do that because it aligns to a normal bell curve distribution of player talent, where a 50 represents major league average. Each 10-point increment on the scale represents 1 standard deviation. Just a bunch of nerds coming up with this.
So they're thinking, when they gave J.J. Weatherholt a 60, they're thinking that's like all-star.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Number 2 on Clarke. Whenever you make trades like this, just like with Ryan Helsley, we got these very, I think it's Jesus Baez. Yeah. Is that who we got? Very young. He's super young. No idea. He may never turn into anything, but he has potential. He has this ceiling. This is exactly what you go do for something like this. You go get somebody like Brandon Clarke, who may never sniff the major leagues. He's so young. It's kind of like a lottery ticket.
Mhm.
Except for with this lottery ticket, if you need 5 numbers, it feels like he's already got 3 of them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because of his tools, his raw ability that he has. That's why you go and you get these guys. So is he going to be a closer? It would be awesome if he was a starter, but if that's what you get with him, that's what you get. The command doesn't bother me as much because I feel like as you pitch, as you learn in the minor leagues, you learn command because you command your other pitches better. I feel like right now, if you have a fastball that's pretty good and a slider that breaks 13 feet, but you can't control it, you need to have other pitches you can pound the zone with and put people away with the slider. So as you learn how to pitch at higher levels, which that's what happens. In lower levels, they just want to see the stuff. If they see Brandon Clarke's stuff plus on his sliders like 140, he's going to be in Double-A in about 10 minutes. It's all about they look for small things and then teach them along the way. That's not how it used to be.
Okay.
Yeah,
This
no,
is a
that's
good
not how it
challenge
used to be.
for our player development system is can we take a guy with elite tools and get him there?
Yeah,
Right.
right.
And I think as far as what Chaim Bloom's track record is and the type of people that he's bringing in, I think I'm very excited about where that's going to head. One last quick little note. The other name I was trying to pull from the lefties is Braden Davis.
Oh, yeah.
2.85 ERA, 110 innings pitched, 153 strikeouts. Guys, we have a cavalcade of good lefty pitchers on the way.
I know what
And
that
I mean,
is.
at least 2 of these
Stop
guys are
using
gonna
words
hit.
I don't know. What
A,
does that
cor- a
word mean?
cornucopia, Andy.
Yeah, what's a
cornucopia,
cavalcade?
yes.
No, go
A
ahead.
cavalcade is your Thanksgiving plate. There's just food after food after food after food after food.
It's a buffet
Yeah.
plate.
And
Is it a
Braden
special
Davis-
plate?
It's
No, I need to
it's
know
a horse
definition.
word, cavalcade, but it's just like a long train of horses.
I mean, I'm looking through this top 30.
Oh, I
and-
thought you were selling cavalcade.
No, I wish I was. Braden Davis is 23, and he was awesome.
I
Danelle
know.
Ortiz was awesome, and he's 24. Bryson
I know.
Motts is 22. These are like the ranks on here. I mean, if it tells you Ronald Rodriguez is number 3 right now, it's like we have for the first time really in a while. There are guys down here that I'm actually pretty excited about, and I feel so good about Chaim making these decisions because it feels like this guy is so freaking fired up to make the right moves here, and we got dudes sitting down.
What do you think? I mean, just how
Yeah.
excited you are. What are we gonna get out of the Donnie stuff? Donnie's worth something. Donnie's an all-star, and I know he might have been
Yeah.
someone had to go, but he still is. I'm pretty excited too about
That's
that.
an
Just
interesting question. Go ahead, Matt.
That's the one thing I like about all this is for years and years and years and years and years, Mo is preaching, we got to stay patient. We got to stay patient. We got to see if everything works out. We'll stay patient. And Chaim Bloom's quote was directly the opposite of that. I'm paraphrasing, but it was, we know what we need to do. And the quicker we make these moves and the more aggressively we go after that, the better that works out for a franchise. And I'm like, thank God, even if Brandon Clarke never makes it and Richard Fitz is just a dump truck giving up home runs, at least I feel good about the philosophical direction that we're headed in for the first time in a while.
Yeah.
Couldn't agree more. I could not agree more. And I think that the more of these raw talent guys you get, the more chances you have for somebody to pop, and it's actually like really good. Now, Andy, that is an interesting question about Donnie because we, for the first time ever, Matt, you just kind of alluded to it, we're not trading for a positional need. It's not like, let's trade Donnie for a good third baseman. What teams have a good third baseman we want
Yeah,
to
we
trade
don't care.
for? It is, you come knocking, whoever's the best talent that we have evaluated, if that's to the Marlins, we're going to trade with the Marlins. It does not matter. Chaim is in such a perfect opportunity to drive the price up for Donnie and get who he wants. So will we get something better for Donnie than Sonny Gray? I don't know if better is the right thing, but I would expect it to be something where it's a couple of prospects like this, and we're getting excited about them as well.
Do you think he'll add because one note we have down here is where we at with the rotation. Do you think we still need a serviceable? Do you think he'll do this again with Donnie? He'll get a really good prospect and then a serviceable starter, like a 3-4 starter. Thoughts about that? Anybody? Like that's maybe what we go for here if we're gonna play GM. If the Redbird Rundown are gonna play GM for Donnie, we do something similar. Not necessarily a pitching prospect, but because the Cardinals offense needs some power. We get a power prospect, something like that, plus a serviceable younger rotation piece, or are we done with rotation pieces, I guess is my question for you guys. Are we done with getting rotation pieces, or would you like to see more added in the offseason like this with these trades we have coming up?
Matt, what do you think about that?
Well, I wrote down a rotation. I have it as Libby, McGreevy, Palante, Fitz, and Leahy,
That's what I have.
and that's going to lose 95 games. It's not going to be good, right? It's just not going to be a good situation. So I would be okay if we went the veteran starter route to shore up, especially that Palante spot. I'm frankly okay with the rest of it. I've seen this linked to a couple of guys. It wouldn't be shocking to me if Chaim Bloom goes and he maybe even goes for something a little longer term. I think that's a possibility. I'm open to that. Again, I trust him to make the right kind of decision with this. And listen, sometimes I think on these decisions, he's occasionally going to miss. But as long as he gets, like 7 out of 10 of these right, I think we're in a good place. So yeah, I would be okay adding a veteran. I do not want to go the Michaelis Lance Lynn veteran route. I don't want to do that. So if there's room in the payroll to do something a little bit more, yeah, I would be open to that. Do you think so too, Jonathan? Or
Yeah. I don't know, like philosophic, philosophically, what Heim wants to do. I could have told you what Mo would
yeah.
have done, and we could have said Michaelis, or we could have said Kyle Gibson, or something like that. I don't know if he's into the let's get an old veteran route here, or is he going to say let's? Because this is a suggestion I might have is why don't we just get the second shuttle bus going? Right?
hmm
Starters are a little bit harder to do that, but there is, if Sonny was the only guy we cared about, there is no one in this rotation that should continue to struggle for 3 months on end because there is nobody else.
I think
If
you
you know what I'm saying?
I think you hit exactly what I was kind of thinking in my mind is like, is there a point where there's too much talent where we have this backlog, this back jam of like pitchers that are like, I don't know if there necessarily is a limit because you can always trade off good starting pitching prospects if we have like too much in the minors.
Hmm.
I think that's kind of what I was driving at was like, I think I'm okay, like the Liam Doyles and Jacoby Roby, like all the pitchers that we have down there, even the starters, to continue to see more come in because some of them are going to flop. Some of them aren't going to cut it in the majors. Some of them are going to be like, oh my gosh, they were so good. What happened to them? That was so weird. Oh, they get hurt. They have Tommy John surgery. They're never the same pitcher again. It's easier to move prospects if we have too much. I'm totally fine if we move two more players like Nando and
Nando.
Nando,
Nando with
like
Grogu.
Lando. Yeah.
That's better.
Nando ain't getting no 100 top
No,
100
no, no.
prospect.
But like, even
No,
if he
no.
just if there's no two players, we just
Right,
get
right,
a
right.
prospect. I'm
Right.
okay if it's continuing to either be one of two things: good starting pitching
Yep.
or a power
Power
hitter.
bats. Yeah.
That's it. That's all I
I,
want to see out of the rest of this
yeah,
offseason.
I was just gonna say, Matt, you said this, that rotation is gonna lose 95 games. I completely think that's going to happen. But part of me thinks like if you sign a veteran, who is the odd man out? Is it Leahy? I want to see Leahy. Is it like
I mean, I know what my vote is. My
it's
vote's Palante
Belmonte?
right now.
I
But
just wonder, like, I think that that's what they're going to do. Like, if I had to guess what's Heim going to do, I think they're going to want maybe a little bit of stability. Plus,
hmm
people get hurt, and we don't
hmm
have, like, Takao Roby's hurt.
hmm
Uh, we did sign Sim Roberse back. Do you guys see that? We
Yeah, I did
cut
see
him
that.
loose. We got him.
But
He's
Quinn Matthews is
rehabbing.
really the only one
That's what
ready
I'm
to
saying.
go, and I don't know if he's ready to go yet.
We don't have like this huge now following season we may have this
Like
repertoire down
7.
here,
Yeah.
right? So I could see them maybe doing a 1-for-1, but I want to see these guys. I don't want to have somebody plugging it up and we're like, great, we can't see Quinn because I don't know, some veteran
hmm
is in here now. I just, if we didn't do it, I'm cool with it, but hey, if we keep this rotation, we'll know exactly who we got. And lottery balls, Matt, to steal your little thing here, we're going to lose some games.
Can we put a grade on this to end it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Grade it.
I want
I'll
to say
go
A.
first.
I want to say A. Why
Yeah.
not A? What do I
Yeah.
why would I give it anything lower than that? I think Clarke has a huge upside. I think Richard Fitz is a perfect fit in so many ways for me.
Hmm.
I love it. I honestly I think it's an A. I don't know what I would have wanted for a Sonny Gray trade. Us ponying up and paying money out, getting a big prospect and somebody who might be able to pitch for us next year. I don't know. I couldn't tell you something I wanted more than that.
My fan perspective is an A plus. I'm
Yeah.
ready to move on from this. I'm ready to turn the page. I like what we got. I have no idea if they're going to work out or not. This, in retrospect, this could be a huge flop, but it's 1 year of Sonny Gray for a
Yeah.
team that's not going to the playoffs. So I'm just telling you, this may not be right from a talent standpoint, but how I feel is an A plus.
Yeah, I would probably give it an A minus because the command issue. Could be a precursory moment where it's like I don't know, but that's where it's a good trade for sure because Sonny doesn't have much left in the tank, right? And we have some kids that we just got 25 and 22, so right. Any final
Yep.
thoughts about it? Good job. A plus, A minus. We went the whole gauntlet of the A's there.
Time, keep blooming.
Keep on
Keep
blooming.
keep doing it, dude. Yeah, just keep making these trades. Let's see what else we can get. I mean, last thing I got to say, how much money do you think goes with Arenado? He's owed 40 something million.
I'm telling 45 million.
Pay somebody
Maybe
more.
close to all of it. Yeah.
That's what I said. I'm in before that. We're gonna pay all of it.
I mean, Sonny Gray has value, and we paid half his contract.
Mm-hmm.
Nolan Arenado has no value.
Yep.
I don't know. It's gonna be a lot.
Well, it'd be something to look forward to because it's gonna happen. Time's gonna make it happen. Well, thanks for tuning in for the Redbird Rundown, your go-to source for all things St. Louis Cardinals. Be sure to subscribe and review the show. It really helps us grow. Follow us on Twitter, Blue Sky, Facebook, and YouTube for the latest updates. Keep those Valley Cups on, and let's go Cards.
Fitz!
Richard.